Sensei Pat Dolan has devoted his professional life to the principle that the martial arts have substantial application to modern game sports. The following program is aimed at advanced athletes participating in the so-called collision sports of hockey and football. Sensei Dolan will demonstrate how the basic techniques of Okinawa-Te karate can help the elite athlete to maximize his performance.
Stay cool, stay cool. You got me.
The essential disciplines for Okinawa-Te capture the essence of elite-level sports performance. Mental focus. All top athletes develop their powers of concentration and visualization. Biomechanical correctness. You must know your body in order to use it skillfully. Balance between force and finesse. The outcome of the contest does not necessarily hinge on the size and weight of the athletes. Optimizing direction of force and maximization of impact. Proper technique can help you play larger and faster than you really are. Flexibility and injury prevention. The ultimate key to success in any sport is longevity.
Hi, I'm Sensei Pat Dolan. Thanks for joining me today. With this instructional video, we hope to provide you with a tool you can use for refreshing your memory, relearning a few things, or even walking through a workout. Feel free to use your pause button, your fast forward, reverse, whatever. Remember, this tape is for you. Let's get started. Full twist punch. Open your hand, put your fingers together, fold them over, and now down, put your thumb over the top. You want to make sure that these first two knuckles of the index finger and the middle finger are tight, and the ring finger and pinky are loose. You're going to make contact with these two knuckles, index finger and middle finger, because those two knuckles are reinforced with the bones of the radius and the ulna in your forearm. If you make contact with the ring finger and pinky, there's no basis of support. They just get crunched in, with a broken hand. Okay, we don't want you getting hurt. We want you to have effective punches. So make sure you're making contact properly. Also, make sure your wrist isn't bent down or up to the side. That, again, will end up in a broken wrist. So make sure everything is lined up really well. Okay? Once you have the proper fist, let's get into the punch. Bring the fist back, palm up, about midway up your body, above your hips. Keep that elbow back as far as you can until you feel a little tightness in your shoulder. The first thing you want to do is just relax the shoulder. That brings your hand forward naturally. Notice the forearm rubbing the side. Keep your elbow in. If your elbow comes out, then you've isolated the deltoid, your shoulder muscle, to do all the work. Not a very effective punch. Biomechanically, if you keep the elbow in, use your shoulder, your chest, and your back to give you a lot more effective punch. Okay, here we go. Horizontal punch. Once the elbow leaves the body, turn to vertical. This is where contact is made, right on those first two knuckles. After contact is made, add a little twist. Anytime you have a linear action and you combine a circle at the end of that linear action, you double your impact force. And as an athlete, that's important to you. You want to be able to deliver linear force. If you're skating, running, hitting a puck, throwing a football, whatever it is, you've got to control the direction of your force. Your ability to do that will determine how good an athlete you are. But now, if you have good linear force and you add a little circle at the end, you double your impact force. Impact force is one of those things that makes things shatter upon impact. That's what you're trying to do. That's what karate really tries to emphasize, is impact force. Linear force combined with impact force. Look at this punch again. See the twist at the end? Linear action and twist. Okay? Let's look at another technique with the hands. Shudo. Start out the same way you did with fist, except the fingers are nice and tight together, and jam that thumb back. Should have a nice straight hand. The fingers in your hand run all the way down. These bones come all the way down. So what you see up here is actually what you have underneath. So if your fingers are crumpled, these bones are not supported. They're not lined up. If you make contact, they're going to crumble. You end up with a broken hand. But if your fingers are nice and tight and lined up, now when you make contact right here where that bone and the fatty part of your hand is, you're not going to break anything. In fact, you're going to break things. Jam the thumb back so your hand is nice and tight. Put the shudo on top of your shoulder, drop your elbow down. Again, if your elbow's up, you're going to slice across. No linear action. Keep the elbow down. Take your point of impact, throw it towards your target. Let the forearm lead. When you get there, twist. Again, linear action with a twist at the end, and strike. You have to be able to relax. Speed has to have a relaxed muscle. You can't be fast if you're tight. It just won't happen. You have to be relaxed. And that's one of the neat things about practicing martial arts is you learn how to be quick. Remember, you have to be relaxed. But upon impact, you want to be tight. Loose, 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 tight. Loose, 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 tight. So when you hit something, it gives, not you. Okay, let's try it with a couple outer knives. Loose, 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 and tight. Ready? Okay, good job. Inner knife is a lot like outer knife, and then it's the same dang thing as a shudo. Except it's going to strike the same spot, elbows back. Again, this is how we learn the thing. When you're actually practicing it in real life, that's probably where you're going to throw it from. But to learn the basic mechanics of what you're trying to do, start with your elbow back here. Let the elbow come forward and push like you're pushing against a wall. Then drop the elbow and strike, again with the same part of your hand as outer knife. I should be able to put marbles on top of your hand, and they shouldn't fall off. This is a temple shot generally. Can be shot at the lower jaw as well. Loose, 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 tight. Okay? A couple other things I'd like to work on with upper body are our blocks. We have two different types of blocks, hard blocks and soft blocks. The hard blocks will use a lot of the same ideas that you did with your strikes. You're going to follow a linear action with a circle at the end, and you have to combine your looseness for speed and your tightness for impact force. With high block, palm starts up. Make sure you have a good fist. This hand is on your sternum. This is actually a break. Somebody punches, you grab it, and break down their arm. But for the high block, you right up the forearm. When the hand gets chest high, you lead with the elbow and fist, nice and parallel here, about forehead high, and then turn. Up the chest, out, and turn. You're going out at a 45-degree angle. It's not straight up. Again, a lot of styles, and you'll see people do high block where they just swing the elbow up. Again, that's isolating the deltoid. If you push against somebody's arm and have them go up like that, you'll find they're not very strong. But if they're in here and they push out, you're going to have a tough time holding them back because they're using their chest, their back, their shoulders, everything combined. Okay? So high block. Another block is middle block, palm down. Draw out like a sword, okay? You should have your elbow about hand span away from your body. Okay? Your knuckles now will rotate around the elbow, and when you get even with your shoulder, turn your palm toward the shoulder. That's middle block. Preparation position. Good job. A block similar to middle block is hammer block, except you start with your palm up, like high block. Draw out like a sword, hand span away, whip around like you did middle block, but then turn your palm down, just the opposite of what you just did with middle. Preparation position is the same. Loose, 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 tight. Okay, good job. Another block for the middle part of the body is cross block. Start with your palm away from you. Bring out the forearm, come across, and turn. Nice and focused. In position, shove your forearm all the way across your body. Don't stop it short. Knuckles even with your shoulder. On all your blocks, make sure you know what's going on. If somebody's trying to block the middle of your body, you got to get that thing out of there. If you stop your cross block short, it's still going to hit you. If you take him way the heck out there, one thing, he's not going to hit you out there. And the second thing, remember, what you're trying to do with the block is get him just out of range of you and in range for your return technique. So he just barely misses, boom, and then you return the favor. Okay, let's look at low block. Looks like an outer shudo position, huh? Okay, thumbs up, elbow down, let gravity have its course. Take the fist down. When it gets right above your thigh, turn your palm toward the thigh. Very simple block, very effective block. Ready? Okay, good job. Another block we have is outer knife block. When we do an outer knife block, it's the same as an outer knife strike, except the end position is a little bit different. Elbows a hand span away from your body, knuckles even with your shoulders. Remember, now you're trying to block, not strike something. And we'll take it to the side. Okay, good job. Hook block starts with your palm down. Okay, notice that the finger's in a good shudo, elbow extended. Big sweep. When it gets in front of your face, slam down, turn it over, nice claw grip, double claw, and pull. The double claw, you're grabbing with these two fingers first, and if they slip off, you got the index finger and middle finger to catch. So that's the type of claw you're using on that technique. Okay? When you pull, pull with the hip, not the arm. If he's bigger than you, you're not going to be able to pull him with just your arm. You have to use your whole body against his arm. Then you'll have a chance to win. Okay, let's work on some stances. The first stance you like to work with is Kiba Dachi. Slide out with your left foot. Make sure your stance is shoulder width and a half wide. Put the weight on the outside edges of your feet. Push your knees out over the toes and bend at the knees. If you do this stance properly, you should not be able to see your toes. And sit down. It's like riding a horse, hence the name. This stance is very strong to take or deliver things from the side because you have a base of support to the rear. It is, however, very ineffectual from things from the front. You have no base of support, so you're just going to fall on your face. So from the side, great stance. From the front, terrible. If you're playing a sport like hockey and you're in the crease and you're getting attacked from the sides, this is maybe a stance you want to try. If you want to deliver force forward, then go to a Zenkutsu Dachi. Back leg is locked and the foot's at a 45-degree angle. Make sure the knee is locked. Make sure the front foot is over the toes and your front foot is straight. The stance is 1 1/2 shoulder widths long and 1 shoulder width wide. This is a great stance to deliver force forward. With your ankle pointed and your foot pointed at a 45-degree angle, you're in a position to deliver maximum force without injuring your knee. Ankle position or joint position predetermines muscle fiber recruitment. So if you have your joints in the proper position, you're going to be able to deliver a lot more force. If you bend the knee and shift your weight a little back, so you have a 50-50 weight distribution, you have broken Zenkutsu. Back foot still at a 45. Now when I want to shift to classic, I throw my hips forward and lock the knee. This delivers a lot of power. And again, because my ankle's at a 45-degree angle, there's no way I can hyperextend or damage my medial ligaments of my knee. They're protected. All the pressure is going into the hip. Let's try a couple blocks into this stance. First block will be low block. Your first move whenever you're in a tight situation or you want to start karate or any type of athletic endeavor is to go down. Get better balance. Grab the earth. Lift up your heel. Slide straight back. Notice I didn't lift the foot up and get off balance. Anytime you're on one leg, you're in a precarious position because if you're attacked anytime during this transition, there's nothing you can do. But if you're sliding the foot, anytime during that slide I'm attacked, I still have 2 feet on the ground, I can make an adjustment. So remember that. Always slide your techniques. Down, prepare, reach back, heel, hip, block. Notice, upper and lower body timed together. If I'm just throwing a block, it has some power. But if I put my body into it, with the heel drop, it has a lot more power, significantly. Now I'm going to throw my hips forward, whip the technique, throw the fist with the hip, lock the knee, and punch. And if I time this right, my knee lock should be timed with the impact of the fist. Again, hands and feet timed together. The better you can control your own body, the better athlete you're going to be. Let's try middle block. Down, prepare, reach back, heel, hip, block, reverse punch. Cross block. Down, prepare, reach back, heel, hip, block, reverse punch. High block. Down, prepare, reach back, heel, hip, block, reverse punch. Hammer block. Down, prepare, reach back, heel, hip, block, reverse punch. Outer knife block. Down, prepare, reach back, block, punch. Okay, good job. There is a punch you can deliver off of Zenkutsu. It's the most powerful punch you have in karate. It's called lunge punch. Starting in a Zenkutsu, classic Zenkutsu. Have one arm forward, it's usually over the lead leg, and the other arm back. Pivot the foot to a 45-degree angle. This prepares you to move forward. This front leg is going to become the back leg, so you get it prepared right away. You pivot to a 45. Remember, if you're going to be pushing a car out of the snow, this is the stance you want to use. So if I want to be switching legs, making this in the back leg, I want it to a 45-degree angle, because that's maximum force without injury. Draw up in a circle. From a shoulder width position, you come in a little bit narrower. Now you're going to drive forward and punch. Look at the legs locked. I'm still in a shoulder width wide, shoulder width and a half long, front knee over the foot position. Lunge punch. Another stance we use is Kokutsu Dachi. Kokutsu Dachi is back stance. Kokutsu Dachi takes you far away from your opponent. In fact, I'm putting almost all my weight on this leg. Actually feels like I'm putting all of it on. If I take my front leg off the ground and just set it down, I've automatically transferred 25% of my weight. And that's what you want, a 75-25 position with your legs. If you're going to use Kokutsu Dachi, try it with outer knife. Down, prepare, slide in, slide back, heel to heel position, set back and strike. You want to time the distribution of weight on the back leg with your strike. If you're going to move forward with this stance, you're going to push with your front leg so it's pivoted. See how I pushed forward? And I'm going to pivot on the back foot there, on the ball of my foot. So if you look at it from the side, see the back foot's pushing this knee over, and this leg's pivoted. Again, my front leg's going to become my back leg. So push and pivot, prepare, step forward, and strike. Look at it from the side. Push, pivot, prepare, slide forward, strike. Look at it from the other way. Push, pivot, prepare, slide forward, strike. Notice I kept the weight on this back leg. It's real important that when you do this technique, you don't shift the weight forward and then rock back. You don't have any effectual punch or strike from that. So you push and pivot, prepare, strike. Okay? That's Kokutsu Dachi. Another stance we like to use is Sanchin Stance. Sanchin Stance is a close-in fighting stance. Take your leg, either one, doesn't matter, point it to a 45-degree angle inward. Take your other leg, go to heel-to-toe relationship, and point it inward so you're V'd in. Toes pointing toward the same triangle. Bend your knees, and like horse stance, put the weight on the outside edges of your feet. This is a great punch, or a great stance to deliver vertical punches, outer knives, inner knives, back fists. Okay, while we're in this stance, let's look at back fist. Back fist starts like middle block. Elbow points towards your target, and the knuckles go right by your mouth. You act like you're going to hit his nose with the hammer part of your hand. Then right before contact, you circle down and strike with these two knuckles. Okay, out of Sanchin Stance, very effective. What we've done here is, you know, if you have a circle and you put a circle inside a circle, the speed of the inner circle is double that of the outside circle. So you've started with a big circle, put a small circle inside of it to double, again, your impact force. Out of Sanchin, vertical punch. This is a great one for hockey players when you're in those fights. You can see how effective that would be. It's very quick. Horizontal punch, vertical. Boom. Loose, 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 tight. Rapid fire technique. very effective. Outer knives, inner knives work real well out of Sanchin. Spear hands, eye pokes, rakes, palm heels, all sorts of nice things come out of the stance. Uppercuts, that's just your horizontal punch. Very effective. Elbows work real well out of this stance. All right, let's work on a few patterns now. Some things you can use to practice that will give you a good chance to work on your mental concentration, your focus, and also your techniques. One of the great ones that I have is 14-point block. We're going to combine all the blocks you've learned in one sequence. Remember, try to concentrate, whip your techniques, control, and loose, 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 tight. We're going to go high, middle, low, low, middle, high, cross, cross, hammer, hammer, knife, knife, hook, hook. All of your hard blocks plus one soft one to good measure. Okay? Alternate hands. High, middle, low, low, middle, high, cross, cross, hammer, hammer, knife, knife, hook. A little bit different breathing there. Hook, high, middle, low, middle, high, cross, cross, hammer, hammer, knife, knife, hook, hook. Try to get a rhythm. All right. Another nice sequence, and we just touched on those a minute ago, your elbow set. Elbows are great equalizers. Because the elbow is so close to your body, you can generate tremendous amount of speed. Thus, it becomes a very deadly technique. Start off with your right hand on your hip. I'll always give you a mirror image. Palm up. Be sure you twist the fist, because again, you're getting linear action with the twist at the end, and it does what? Yeah, doubles your impact force. Up, palm up. Now it's palm toward your face. Now you go back. Palm toward your face, palm up. Notice how tight the forearm is against your body. Round elbow, palm up. Fist is going to come to your sternum, palm down. Reach out to the side, palm towards you, end up palm down. Downward elbow, palm away from you, palm towards you. Up, back, round, side, down. Make sure on all your elbows that you have good flexion in your arm. If I extend this arm, I lose the point on my elbow. So you want to keep it as flexed as possible. Okay, so you can centralize your force. If I take anything that's a target and I hit it with a small area, I'm really directing the impact force. If I spread that force out, it dissipates all over the place. I don't have quite the impact. That's why you make contact with two knuckles on your fist, a small area on your shudo, and elbow. Small area of impact force, so everything is centralized. Okay. Another technique that I like to work on, it's a sequence, and it kind of changes pace here. Before, we've always showed you hard techniques. These are your kung fu techniques. Very, very soft, relaxed, controlled, and deadly. Don't make the mistake just because they're soft techniques that they won't break things. They will break things. They will block things real well, and they will also be used as strikes. The first one is chicken neck. Take your hand, bend it down, and put your thumb on your middle finger. Make sure you're showing me your forearm and the outside of your hand. This is chicken neck block. If somebody punches toward the middle, you do like a middle block position, but with chicken neck, making contact with the forearm. Notice how relaxed and smooth it is. I'm not focusing it. I'm just bringing it across. If somebody punches now to the middle again, I just lift my fingers up, flex my wrist. I'm going to make contact right here on the palm of the hand and push it away. Not a big push, not a forceful push, just relaxed redirection. Again, like the hard blocks, I don't want to take them too far away because then I can't deliver a return blow, and I don't want to stop short because I'll still get hit. So make sure you get to the outside edges of your body. So you have chicken neck across, palm heel push. Now let it drop down, and like somebody was picking your wrist up with a string, do high block. Chicken neck, high block. Come to the very top of your forehead. Now fling your fingers up, expose this bone right here, and come straight down in a line. So you're making contact with that bone. This is called ox jaw. So for now you have chicken neck across, palm heel push, chicken neck up, ox jaw. Go to the hip. Now this is a little more forceful push to the opposite shoulder. Now turn your elbow up and turn your hand down, thumb down. Sweep away. Again, not much force here, big movement. Comes back towards your body, up and away. Chicken neck across, palm heel push, chicken neck up, ox jaw down, palm heel push to the side, sweep away, up and away. All right? You got those down? Let's try it with both hands. Try to take a deep breath and let it out real slowly through your nose. Ready? Good job. Okay, let's look at some kicks. Yeah, we do have some kicks in Okinawa-Te. We are hand-oriented art, but we do have a lot of kicks. Let's look at them. First one's front kick. Start out in a broken Zenkutsu. Make sure you have shoulder width wide and a shoulder width and a half long stance. 50-50 weight distribution. Back foot at a 45. When you start kicking bags or people or other things, you're going to find out that your stance makes your kicks a lot more effective. The first thing you want to do, whip the hip forward. If you're going to be a good athlete, you have to learn how to use your hips. Whether it's a twisting motion like you do in your slap shot, or whether you're coming in, forcing somebody against the glass, you got to be able to use your hips. Okay, here we go. Broken Zenkutsu, whip the hip forward. Now you're going to pop up the knee. Before you do, get that ankle cocked. Ankle position will predetermine which muscles are used, and your gastroc will help with knee flexion if your ankle's cocked. And if your gastroc's helping with that, the other muscles can help with hip flexion, and you get a real powerful and fast chamber position. Whip the hips, pop the knee. After you get the leg up as high as you can, get that knee up, depending on how you want to kick, of course. Get the knee up, and then bounce the heel off your butt. Let your foot come forward and make contact with the ball of your foot. Make sure when you're making contact that that foot is plantar flexed as you make contact. So you're making contact with the ball of your foot. If your ankle is dorsiflexed, it's just going to go right up their body. You're not going to penetrate at all. It's real important that you get that ankle into their body. Another kick is back kick. Put one foot slightly in front of the other. Make sure your first move, since you're kicking behind you, is to look over your shoulder. If you're here, he moves, you're going to miss him. So you got to see what you're attacking. Go down. Again, first move in karate, always grab a base. Pick up the foot a little bit off the ground. Wait till your knees pass each other, then extend the leg. Bring it back to high knee lift and set it down. The next kick is side kick. Side kick is a combination front and back kick. Sounds kind of strange, I know, but really it adds elements of both. It has the speed of a front kick with some of the power of a back kick. Start out in a broken Zenkutsu. You want to make this thing look like front kick so your opponent doesn't back off. Twitch hips forward and pump the knee, but instead of pumping it straight ahead, pump it slightly to the 45. You might get lucky, he may not notice the difference, then you can nail him. Key thing is on side kick, get the knee up, stomp the foot out, and at the last second, turn it. Have a good blade edge. You want to be making contact with the heel and the side of your foot, not a flat foot. Take a look at it from the side. Notice what my hands are doing. One's hand on the sternum, one's on the hip, one's over the leg, just to help with balance. Anytime you get on one leg, balance becomes a factor. Balance is everything for an athlete. Karate will definitely help you learn to have better balance. You know, really all balance is muscle fibers firing off very quickly. And by practicing moves that require balance, you're going to get those muscle fibers firing off very, very fast. And that's going to give you better balance. The next kick is round kick. It's a front kick to the side. So if an opponent's attacking you from the front, you just step to the side, let him come by, kick him in the gut. You're flexible to the head. Okay, here we go. Go down. You're going to go into a T stance. Slide into it. T stance means your feet are bisected. Your first move now is to shift all the weight forward because you're going to be picking this leg off the ground. It's like you're peeing on a fire hydrant. Cock the ankle, drive the knee. Let's try that with a little balance here. Kick, bring it back, set it down. Okay, that's round kick. A nice stance to use some of your kicks out of, every kick, is cat stance. Reach back and draw in. Front kick. Side. Back. Round. Cat stance is very effective for that. When performing karate or your sport, try to remember the keys to proper execution of technique. Stay relaxed. Maintain a calm mind at all times. Let your breathing help you with the timing of your hard impact position. Use your hips. Coil, then uncoil. Whip your techniques. You can increase your impact force by twisting the delivery of each block or blow. Breathing control. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Cock your ankle anytime you lift and flex your leg at the knee and or hip. Always begin with proper preparation position. Always use good stances for your foundation. Don't think, react. You know, I firmly believe that the more you study Okinawa-Te karate, the better it's going to make you as an athlete. I mean, where else can you find anything that combines the elements of speed, strength, power, agility, balance, flexibility, as well as increasing your self-confidence the way martial arts training does? So don't let me sit there on your shelf and get dusty. Pull this tape out frequently and continue to use it. And when you get to the point where you don't need this tape anymore, well, then it's time you better come see me so I can teach you more karate and we can continue on your way to making you a better athlete. Until that time, take good care of yourself and keep your stick on the ice.